May 2nd, 2025 was the last that our voices intertwined. 125 days have since drifted by, summer has come and gone, and in your absence, we have felt quite a longing, a space waiting to be filled, and now as the fall semester kicks into gear, the grand spectacle of the gridiron bursts to life once more, echoing with the roar and passion and possibility of a brand new season here at Adamson Stadium. The game number 1 of the 2025 season for the California Vulcans, the 14th ranked Vulcans, as they take on the visiting 12th ranked Charleston Golden Eagles. My name is Jonathan Sape. Alongside me here today is Hunter Garman and our very esteemed guest, Mr. Adam Crawford. Hunter, Adam, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing just fine, and wow, I will say I feel inspired after that. But we are here. It is September, and everyone knows what that means. It is time for football. First game here for California, and also the first game of the NFL season. But we have, as you said, a very special guest, Adam Crawford.
Yeah, it's an honor to be back here at the old California University, Adamson Stadium. Should be a really good show for us all here today. Two very, very good teams coming into the year, both ranked in the top 15, both looking to prove something here early with a good test on both sides.
Charleston already playing a game last week against, Livingstone. They had a victory 39-10 last week. Their quarterback Ian Hamrick, 5 touchdowns on the night, 285 yards, 20 for 27 throwing. And so very similar to last year's game, this matchup almost a year ago to the date, Charleston able to get the victory 23-19. Charleston had the week 0 game. California did not play in week 0, so Charleston already warmed up into the football season as they come here to play California.
And that's definitely going to maybe show something here as California, looking at a lot of new faces here for the starting roster for California, as almost a good portion of the defense and a lot of the offense are all brand new and having no experience. We'll see how that plays out.
A flag to kick us off here at Adamson Stadium. The kickoff that time by Griffin Mitstiffer ends up out of play, and they'll give the Vulcans some favorable field position as we kick off the first drive of the game. And like you said, a ton of new faces in the black here for California. As I was doing my notes, 21 memorable players for the Vulcans last season, either starters or key contributors to the Vulcans. Not on the roster anymore, either graduated or transferred out of the team. So almost an entirely brand new look offense and defense headed by the new quarterback, Roman Purcell, the senior transferring in from Indiana University of the Division I variety. 1st and 10 from the 35. Purcell hands it off to Boyd on the right-hand side. Breaks a couple of tackles, able to slip through. Brought down just shy of the 50-yard line. Big-time first down run, a gain of 14 on the first run from Bobby Boyd Jr., one of the returning faces here for California.
Yeah, nothing will help a new quarterback like having a weapon in the backfield like Bobby Boyd to lean on. Real quick burst. We saw it a bunch last year. Dealt with some injury trouble towards the end of the year and ended up splitting carries with the other 2 featured backs that were also seniors and have since departed the program. So it is Bobby Boyd's backfield, and if he stays healthy, he's going to have a really, really good year for this California team.
Yeah, as you said, dealing with some injury trouble. Had a bit of shoulder issues, but California definitely glad to have him back, and it shows that he's ready to roll with that first down run.
A bit of an issue, I believe, with the clock, so both teams going to huddle back up. But going back to the point, some of the players missing on the offensive side from last year. Davis Black, the quarterback, PSAC West Player of the Year, All-Region player, an All-American honorable mention. He graduated. Eric Willis III, the team's leading wide receiver, over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. He transferred to UTEP. So the referees will be in charge of the game clock as I think the referee said they will be in charge of the game clock now. So it seems to be a bit of an issue with the scoreboard. So they square things up, and it is a fresh set of downs here for the Vulcans. First down and 10, just shy of the 50-yard line. Purcell with the keeper this time around the right side. Shifty able to wake his way out of bounds inside Charleston territory. Able to pick out about 7.
That's something we were looking to see in pregame with the new quarterback Purcell. If he's going to be able to use those legs like Davis Black used last year as a big weapon for this California team.
California quickly back to the line. Trust in Purcell to keep this offense rolling. Johnson in motion. Handoff this time to Boyd. Gets the line and gets a hole. Bobby Boyd wide open as he's making men miss as he gets brought down just shy of the 10-yard line. Bobby Boyd in some space, and he's dangerous.
That's Bobby Boyd's specialty. You get him in space, and it's going to take a lot to bring him down. His shiftiness. He's not the biggest player out there on the field at 5'8", 185 pounds, but he makes up for it in his speed and shiftiness on the field.
And interesting to note, the first couple runs of the game all going to the right side of this offensive line with brand new center, right guard, and right tackle all making their first starts for the Vulcans.
First down and 10 from the 11. Handoff to Boyd again this time. The Golden Eagles there on the spot to make the tackle. That time number 3, the safety Nick Williams, able to come down from the secondary to make the play behind the line of scrimmage. Lost about half a yard on the play. We're going to see this first pass from Purcell. We looked at the transfer from Indiana, has not played a college game in his career. First pass from him finds player open in the flat. The catch is made by number 3, Amir Spencer. Brought down at the 6-yard line. Third down and about 4 for the Vulcans inside of the Charleston red zone. Three receivers to the near side, one on the far. Purcell in the gun, Boyd to his right. Purcell takes the snap, looking. Fade away, caught! Just out of bounds. They said he was incomplete, intended for Jeff Nyamake on the far side, and it's going to fall incomplete. California comes just shy of the end zone, and that'll bring out the field goal unit. And another member missing from last season is Anthony Biko, the AP All-American. But one of the returning players to this team is Harry Radcliffe, as he comes on to attempt the field goal here for the Vulcans, looking for their first points of the season. The kick is up from Radcliffe, and it doinks off the side of the crossbar. It is no good. 11:52 remaining here in the first quarter. The Vulcans cannot capitalize.
Yeah, not only new kicker, but also new holder, as Clay Rosensteel, the punter, was the holder last year. This year it is Andrew Gonzalez, the punter. And with all the rain that came down pregame, bit of wet conditions and the ball a little bit slick, and the hold didn't look that clean, and looked like Radcliffe just pulled it a little bit at the end.
Again, very reminiscent to last year's contest where California outgained Charleston, had more first downs, had more time of possession by a lot, but just little things like this. The Vulcans lost the turnover battle and inevitably lost the game, had a couple of turnovers on possessions of downs, and inevitably lost the contest. First play for Charleston, the handoff that time to Williams. Able to pick up a healthy chunk, 4 or 5 on the first handoff.
Yeah, for this Charleston offense, you're going to see a lot of Zach Williams and Ian Hamrick running that inside zone read option concept with some run pass options off of that. Get some quick hitters, and they'll move the ball down the field.
Man in motion to the right-hand side. Hamrick takes the snap, looking for a way out, and he's not going to find it. Brought down for the sack. The big boys in the back for the Vulcans. Number 96, Josh Hugh, able to make the play brings him down behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 11.
The outside linebacker, Cedric Vessa, did a great job of keeping Hamrick in the pocket and allowing everybody else rushing up the middle to give him nowhere to go.
Much like California Charleston, very quickly back to the line of scrimmage, just trying to keep things rolling here, keeping the Vulcans defense on their toes. 3rd down and 11. 3 receivers to the far side. Hamrick takes the snap. Airing it out down the field, picked off at the 40-yard line. Rafike Hilliard with the interception. Brought down at the 25. Fellow classmate of mine, just had him in photography class yesterday, is able to make the interception and gives the Vulcans a fantastic opportunity. Hamrick airmails his receiver straight into the waiting arms of Hilliard.
It looked there like there was a bit of miscommunication on the part of the receivers, as Hamrick thought his receiver was going to go a little bit deeper than he did, but Hilliard right there, right place, right time, as we always say, just to make the interception for California, give him a new chance at a score.
And the California rush making Hamrick a little bit uneasy in the pocket, and he just airmailed that throw, and Hilliard in a great spot over top of the coverage.
Purcell and the Vulcan offense back out there. Round 2. Looking to strike first, takes the snap, looking to his right. Quick pass is caught right around the 20-yard line. That is DeVay Johnson on the reception. Again, not a lot of returning faces from this Vulcan team, and that is one of them.
We saw this in pregame from Purcell. Whenever he needs to, he can rip that ball into these tight windows all over the field. He's got some zip on it.
2nd down and 5 from the 20. As Johnson one-on-one on the near side. Quick pitch over to Boyd. A couple of big blocks, just trying to bounce it to the outside. We'll pick up about 2. 3rd and short now here for the Vulcan offense.
Yeah, the Vulcans not only with 3 new members on their offensive line, but also a new offensive line coach, and something that they wanted to preach to their offensive linemen, part of Gary Dunn's mentality of being very physical at the point of attack. They're moving bodies up front here early.
You said new coach Tyler Orlowski, a 2-time team captain for WVU, was part of 9 different All-American teams. Was the offensive coordinator at Ohio Dominican, also coach at Lenore Ryan and Mercer before making his way here. 3rd and 3, bobbled up in the air off of the hands of Deontay Williams. That will fall incomplete. And now the conundrum, and it looks like Harry Radcliffe will get a second crack at it. 4th and 3. A bit further out this time, but the Vulcans will attempt to go for the field goal once again. Gonzalez and Radcliffe looking to make up for it.
Something to keep an eye on as this game goes on is how the wind behaves all day during pregame. It was going left to right in this direction.
Kick is up from Radcliffe this time. Able to split the uprights and is good. 8:53 remaining here in the first quarter, and California get on the board first. It is 3-0 Vulcans. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Digital Network, and 91.9 FM Power 92.
Fall is back, and so is Vulcan football. Follow the Vulcans every step of the way during the 2025 regular season. The season kicks off with a Thursday night clash versus Charleston. Then home September 13th versus Westchester. Home September 26th versus Lock Haven. September 27th at Slippery Rock. October 4th at home versus Seton Hill. October 11th at Edinburgh. Homecoming October 18th versus Clarion. At IUP October 25th. Home versus Frostburg State on November 1st. At Gannon November 8th. And the season finale at Shippensburg November 15th. Follow Cal Vulcans and CUTV for live links, highlights, and much more.
Back to Adamson Stadium, 8:53 remaining here in the first quarter, and California strikes first, 3-0 the score. And like we mentioned, Charleston with the week 0 game to kick their season off, but the Vulcans looking better out the gate so far on both sides of the ball. Radcliffe, with a bit of a squib kick, fielded off the fingertips and rolling back towards the 2-yard line. California swarming, a couple of tackles being broken, and just a scrum just past the 20-yard line. It could have been a whole lot worse there for Charleston. That was Caleb Behringer on the return. Like you mentioned, the weather playing a bit of a factor here. Looking a couple of days ago at the weather, was beautiful all week long, except for today, the one day for athletics on the campus. Women's soccer earlier today, a 1-0 loss to Lock Haven, and then this game today. So the one day that there is athletics on the campus, it has to rain.
And then, of course, you look at the weather tomorrow, and it's supposed to be beautiful again, as it was all of last week.
Yeah, Mother Nature picks its favorites. California does not seem to be one of them. 1st and 10, Hamrick hands it off to Williams, and he's stuffed immediately. The Vulcans swarm. Brought down 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Grant Hoppel in behind the line of scrimmage, one of the team captains on the season. And again, one of the only returning players on this Vulcan defense.
And Charleston looking to get in a rhythm here, trying to go up-tempo as they often do.
Hamrick takes the snap, looking to his left. That one just sails out. Maybe tipped on the way through, but that one just way over the head of Bosman's, his intended receiver on the near side.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that ball was tipped. It may have been just, again, with the weather, it may have been a little slick. It came out of his hands a little bit earlier than what he wanted to, but right now Charleston trying to find the rhythm, as you said, with last game, their running back, Williams, had 19 attempts for 114 yards, or 112 yards, in total, and a touchdown. So they're looking to get that run game established to even a similar note of what they had last game.
3rd and 13. Little dump off this time. Williams able to pick up a decent chunk, but stopped well short of the first down marker. And again, it just seems like Charleston just going a little bit too quickly. You know, there's going quick. There's just trying to catch the defense out of rhythm, but there's also, you got to get establish your own rhythm, and it seems like Charleston has not been able to do so quite yet. 4th down, the punting unit comes out. Stephen Ernest, the punter now for Charleston. Back deep to return will be Deontay Williams here for California at about his 30-yard line. Flag thrown. Some early movement around the line of scrimmage. Delay of game for Charleston, and I apologize if you hear any referral sounds. We're right next to the Charleston coaches up here in the booth, so not happy about the call, so that pushes them back. And again, California could potentially be gifted some better field position as Williams able to creep up, was slated at his own 30 to field that punt. Now is at his moves up about 10 yards, is at the 40-yard line. Ernest stepping. It's about at his 7-yard line for the punt. Williams fields it in stride. Williams across midfield, breaking one tackle, reversing field, still on his feet. Williams brought down inside the 35. The ball came loose, but he was down already. Shifty on his feet is Deontay Williams.
If you're California so far in this one, you couldn't be happier about how this game started. Even though you only have 3 points to show for it on offense, you've been moving the ball deep into Charleston territory, and they've had fairly good field position on all three drives so far in this game.
You also have to be happy with the California defense as well. I mean, holding Charleston to where they're at right now. I mean, again, the last game, as we said, with Williams having over 100 yards, their quarterback having 20 completions for over almost 300 yards.
Reverse toss. Wide open space on the near side. Jeff Niamake able to pick up a first down and a heck of a lot more. Brought down at the 15-yard line. Gain of 19 on the play. California inside of the Charleston red zone once more.
That's something Livingstone tried to exploit last week from the Charleston defense, stretching the defense out, making them cover sideline to sideline. And they had some success early in the game, but just kind of shot themselves in their own foot and couldn't really get out of their own way.
6:20 remaining. 1st and 10 from the 15. Handoff to Boyd on the right side again, trying to bust it outside. Runs his way out of bounds right around the line of scrimmage. Will actually pick up a couple of yards, 2, maybe 3. As he works his way out, 2nd down and 7 from the Charleston 12. Just under 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, and it's been all California to show for it. He said the score does not reflect the performance so far of the Vulcans. 3-0. 2nd down and 8. Purcell to throw. Quick pass caught on the near side, just shy of the first down marker. Catch was made by Amir Spencer once again. 3rd down and short here for the Vulcans.
And I like the game plan from California here early on offense. Get the run involved, get some momentum in the running game, and just give Purcell these easy completions. Kind of let him settle into his own here in a California uniform.
Like we mentioned, this is his first ever college game. You know, you got to ease the man into it. Hasn't played a game since high school. 3rd down and 1 from the Charleston 7. Bit of tush-push action as Purcell just trying to move his way forward, and he breaks a tackle, and Purcell gets pushed all the way into the end zone for the Vulcan touchdown. Shoved 7 yards all the way in. Roman Purcell forever into the California record books, his first ever California touchdown. 5 minutes exactly left on the clock here in the first quarter, and California with a 9-point lead. Radcliffe looking to make it an even 10 with the extra point. Radcliffe's kick is up, and it is good. 10-0 the score, 5 minutes remaining. It's been all California. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Digital Network, and 91.9 FM Power 92.
The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference celebrates its 75th season in 2025 to 26, highlighting the many athletic achievements of its membership institutions. The PSAC has won 59 national team titles, 310 individual titles, produced 29 all-time Olympians, and 43 former PSAC players and coaches have been elected to National Halls of Fame. PSAC proud for 75 years and many more to come.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Adamson Stadium. 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. It's 10-0 California. It's been all Vulcan so far, the first 10 minutes of play. And California have the points to show for it. An 8-yard, 7-yard just shove. Purcell able to make his way into the end zone. And it's not the nicest looking play, but points on the board are points on the board nonetheless, and California will take it. As Charleston receiving the kickoff, and they're going to take it all the way back, breaking a couple of tackles, and he's not going to look twice. All the way, answering back in style.
No flags on the field. Clean play.
One way to silence the crowd.
The number's a little tough to see up here, but that looks like Bozeman on the return. And you saw last week on the tape, he is electric in the return game as well. And he also plays receiver on offense.
Bozeman had 3 touchdowns last week in the receiver spot and now has one in the return spot. The kickoff, or the extra point attempt, is up and good from Mitfister. 10-7 the score. We'll keep it right here. Actually, it was Caleb Behringer on the return. Number 2 able to take that one all the way home, and Charleston answer in kind, just right back. And we'll keep it here, is just answering right back in California.
I mean, Charleston, I guess that's one way to get back after a 7-yard tush push. I mean, those you don't even see too much, not even NFL-wise, but, I mean, getting back with a almost 90-yard kick return for a touchdown is one way to do it.
And we talked about this game that they played against each other last year, where California dominated offensively, and it was kind of the tertiary things that led to Charleston getting the victory. It was the turnover battle being won by Charleston, and it's something like this that could come back to beat Charleston. So we can take a look at the AFCA polls, the coaches' polls from week 1. As you see, Charleston in 12th place, California in 14th. Obviously, Ferris State, the reigning champions, in first place, and the rest of the top 25 in underway. A couple of PSAC teams, Slippery Rock in 4th, Kutztown in 7th. It's a stacked conference for a reason, and Charleston not here to play games. They kick it straight back off. Fielded by Williams. Again, super quick, brought down at about the 35 as California will take over once again on offense. And so far it's been the Vulcan offense who's looked much better out of the two.
As the rain starts to pick back up here again at Adamson Stadium, you wonder if that's the shot in the arm that this Charleston team needed. The defense kind of getting pushed around up front, the offense kind of stagnant, and that huge kick return might have given them that kind of wake-up call to really respond here on defense and make a stop.
4:41 remaining here in the first quarter, 10-7 the score. 3 receivers set. It's Purcell and then Aganor. Purcell looking to air it out, has a man, zips it in, caught inside of Charleston territory. Number 84, Rowan Hershey, the tight end, able to make the grab. Hershey, the senior from Landberg, PA.
Great read from Purcell, seeing the safety rotate to the field side, seeing Rowan Hershey going up the seam, just ripped it in there.
Hands it off to Aganor, just trying to find this outside. Doesn't pick up much. About 2 on the ground. Aganor brought down. Second down and 7 from the Charleston 40. 3:43 remaining here in the first quarter. 4 receivers out there for California. Spencer in motion, swing pass straight to him, makes a man miss, jumps right over him. Spencer to the outside, pushed out of bounds after picking up the first down. And Spencer showing off the nice moves, the quick feet.
That's a great move from Spencer out in space. Felt the defender coming with some force. Just does his best to jump over him and get around him.
Junior from Sarah Catholic. With some impact early on here in this football contest for California. 1st and 10 from the 30. Purcell takes the snap, keeps it himself. Purcell gets a block. Still trucking along before a flock of Golden Eagles takes him down, picks up about 8 on the quarterback draw.
It was a good vision by Purcell to notice the gap in the offensive line in order to take it, scamper for a couple yards, and giving his team a nice second and manageable this close in or this deep in Charleston territory.
Purcell in the gun, Agnor to his right. 2nd and 3. Handoff to Agnor this time. Spins off a tackle, just trying to fall forward and still on his feet. Pick up a tough 3rd down and 2 now here for the Vulcans. Bobby Boyd back in for California. So we're now under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Nyamake on the far side, the only receiver out of the formation. Johnson trying to push Purcell forward once again, and this time looks like he's going to be just short. Looking to see the official spot from the referee, but again, looks like he's going to be about half a yard shy. Maybe even a full yard shy. And now it's decision time for Coach Dunn and this Vulcan offense, and looks like they're going to stay out there to go for this 4th down. I mean, they've been dominant so far all game. Why not? 4th down and 1 from Charleston's 21. 1:10 left here in the first quarter. Johnson on the near side. Nyamake on the far. Now in motion to the near side. Handoff this time to Boyd, just trying to muscle his way forward, and he's not going to get there. Big time stop from the Golden Eagles that time. Number 55, Nesta Owens, the big boy, able to bring him down behind the line of scrimmage, and a turnover on downs here from the Vulcans.
And one thing that stood out about these Charleston linebackers, they might lose a step on you going sideline to sideline, but if they get a chance to come downhill towards the line of scrimmage and stuff that run between the tackles, they'll do it. They're physical. They are pretty fast, and Owens does a great job of wrapping Boyd up, not giving him a chance to get going.
So the ball back in the hands of Hamrick and the Charleston Golden Eagle offense. 1st and 10 from their own 21. Handoff this time to Williams. Able to find a hole, work his way forward. Picks up a decent chunk, brought down at the 28-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play. And again, with this tempo, Charleston right back to the line. 2nd and 4. Hamrick again, handoff to Williams again this time. The Vulcans right there to respond. Williams able to fall forward, picks up about 3. So 3rd down and 1 now here for the Charleston offense. Ten seconds. Charleston looking to get one play off before the end of the quarter, potentially. Or maybe looking to wind things down. 3 seconds. And looks like they're looking to talk things over in the quarter break. And that is the end of the first quarter here at Adamson Stadium. It is California 10, Charleston 7. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Digital Network, and 91.9 FM WCAL Power 92.
Have you ever wanted a baseball universe at your fingertips? Well, now you can with On Deck Baseball, the card and dice game that lets you run your own fictional baseball universe or play as some of the great teams and players from the past. Dive into the fictional universe with a league of custom teams and players. But don't stop there, as there are expansion teams and rookie sets to keep the league going for years. If great teams are your thing, then check out the pro version with dozens of historical teams waiting to take the field. Step up to the plate with On Deck Baseball. Find out more at on-deckbaseballgame.com. That's on-deckbaseballgame.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Adamson Stadium as we get ready to kick off the second quarter here on this gray Thursday afternoon. here in California, Pennsylvania. It is Cal 10, Charleston 7 in this heavyweight bout between two top 15 teams in the country. And so far it's been all California, but Charleston, again, not
giving up yet.
Not giving up yet, just still with that Behringer 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, keeping them within striking distance. 3rd down and 1. Hamrick hands it off, spinning, inching his way forward. And will be just enough for the first down is Jalen Butera. The official on the near side gives him the spot.
It was a great job by Butera as he was getting spun to the ground, reaching forward for that extra yardage because it looked like he might have been short. That spot was going to be close if he didn't reach.
So new set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 32. Hamrick making some adjustments, 10 on the play clock. Butera moves from right to left. 3 receivers on the far side. Handoff this time Hamrick keeps it himself. He said a ton of read option in this offense. As Hamrick falls forward, picks up about 2 on the ground.
Yeah, the Charleston offensive line doing a good job on this drive, getting some push up front, allowing that run game to have some sort of room.
Second down and 8 from the 34. Bit of a tighter bunch now. Play action, trying to air it out deep down the field. Tipped up in the air, and for a moment, it looked like something for California, but the pass incomplete, broken up by number 7, Khalil Taylor. Brings up a 3rd and long now here for the Golden Eagles.
Khalil Taylor with excellent coverage on the inside there. It looked like Bozeman was the intended target, and Hamrick loves throwing that contested catch ball up to Bozeman. He's a tall receiver. He outmatches most cornerbacks in the conference.
3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. 3rd down and 8. Hamrick under pressure, slings it over the middle, incomplete. A flag thrown in the backfield. So for the moment, 4th down, but waiting for the official call from the referee before declaring anything further. Offensive holding, so California able to get this Golden Eagle offense off the field, and so far from Hamrick, it's been tough. It's 1 for 5 now with an interception. Like you said, 20 for 27 in the first game, threw for 5 touchdowns. It's this California defense with a ton of new faces is giving him a ton of trouble so far.
Yeah, we talked about it in pregame with Hamrick's release and the way the ball was coming out of his hand. He's a legit thrower of the football. It's just it seems to be with the weather and this California rush, he's just not setting into a rhythm.
Williams back deep to return the punt, backpedaling to the 15-yard line, able to slip through the net, racing up the near side, spinning away, marching up the field. Nice moves from Deontay Williams. A couple of flags thrown around the 20, and somebody got absolutely knocked out. Number 3, Nick Williams there for Charleston. And it looks like it's going to be, this one's not going to stand the field position for California. This ball is going to be brought back.
Yeah, Khalil Taylor's going to get flagged for a blindside block on this one. If he would have just gotten in the way and stuck his hands up, he would have been in great position, but he decided to go through the Charleston attacker, and he leveled him.
We've seen from both sides of the ball just some dynamicism. I'm not even. I can't.
Dynamic play, you mean?
Some dynamic play. That's a better way to put it. From these return men on both sides, Behringer for Charleston, and now Johnson here for California. Just
you
both.
Mean Williams?
Williams. Gosh darn it, man! I cannot talk.
It's okay. Just first game back. We understand.
Both players just really showing out so far. Like once they receive the ball in the open field, they really seem tough to to bring down is looks like Williams able to get back to his feet there for Charleston.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block. Receiving team number 7. At the distance from the spot of the foul, first down.
And like you said, Adam, that will go against Khalil Taylor, and that'll push back the return as Williams was brought out at around the 40-yard line, and that'll push them all the way back to the 10.
It's good to see Charleston defender Williams up and walking under his own power, it looked like. So it looked like it wasn't as bad as what we initially thought. But as you said, the electric return by Williams will now get pushed back to about the 10.
Purcell in the gun, 1st and 10 from the 10. Handoff to Boyd, trying to bounce back. Picks up about 2 on the ground.
Looks like he ran into his own man there, number 56. Logan Greer, the new center for the team.
In California, quickly back to the line, 2nd down and 8. Purcell in the gun. Boyd to his right, 3 receivers set for him, 2 on the far. He has DeVay Johnson on the near side. As the rain continues to trickle down here in California, Purcell looking to throw, airing it out deep down the near side, up to Johnson. Will fall incomplete. Trying to find DeVay Johnson on the near side. Guarded that time by Dino Wardlow.
Wardlow with picture-perfect coverage on Johnson. Johnson just running a go ball, and Wardlow not giving him any room, pushing him into the boundary, and got his head around to make sure that there was no chance for a pass interference call.
3rd down and 8 from California's own 12-yard line. 12:31 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Purcell takes the snap. Pressure off the edge, airing it out over the middle, overthrown and intercepted. And a red carpet potentially to the end zone. Breaking a couple of tackles, but brought down just short. Looks like number 4, Ty Wycliffe for Charleston, the safety. That one just thrown over the head that time by Purcell. Just missed the target. And Charleston on the doorstep is taking the lead here.
It's almost the same kind of play that we saw when, same play when Harmich threw his interception. Looked like a slight misjudgment on the route by the quarterback and sails over its intended target straight into the hands of Wycliffe for the interception.
Yeah, this weather is starting to play a real factor. The first miscue we've seen from Purcell, and we mentioned it earlier, guys, the big kick return from Behringer really flipped this game on its head.
1st and goal from the 3. Hamrick and Williams in the backfield. Williams just met immediately behind the line of scrimmage by Daniel Long. Loses a couple on the play, lost about 3. 3 or 4 as he is brought down in a hurry.
Daniel Long, another new starter on this Vulcan's defense, does a great job of wrapping up Williams. He's a tough guy to bring down. Real big lower half, low center of gravity. He spins out of a lot of those tackles.
Man in motion, 2nd and goal from the 6. Hamrick hands it off to Williams again. Had the hole, but just got crushed that time by number 43 for California, Trey Green. I mean, he leveled the shoulder and just brought him down right at the 1.
Yeah, that looked like a touchdown easily for Charleston, but as we said, Trey Green lowers the shoulder, delivers the boom, able to save a touchdown for the time being.
Wildcat formation here for Charleston.
Direct snap, handoff, and running into the end zone for the touchdown is Jalen Butera. And Charleston will take the lead, but a flag thrown on the near side. But Charleston continuing the celebrations as I believe they think this one will go against the Vulcans. And Offsides against California, against Keon Powell for the Vulcans. They'll decline, and Charleston take the lead just like that. 13-10 now the score, waiting the extra point. How quickly can a game flip on its head? Griffin Mitstiffer out here for the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick up from Mitfister is up, and he missed it wide right. It is no good. And a couple of whistles blown after the play. And I believe some flags thrown. Waiting to see the official call from the referees, going over towards the Charleston sideline to talk it over. See the flag thrown on the Charleston side of the offensive line.
Running into the kicker, defense number 4.
Running into the kicker, that's Keon Powell again for California, 2 times on the same drive. And that'll give the Golden Eagles a second chance at this extra point. Can extend it back to a 2-possession game. Mitstiffer back out here with the second bite at the cherry. Ernest to hold. The kick is up, and the kick is blocked. Recovered by California, but tripped up. Nice play that time by Midfister to just trip up number 5 for California, Alexi Sangster Jr. So nonetheless, the kick remains no good. 11-12 remaining, 13-10. Charleston now takes the lead. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back right here on CUTV. CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Digital Network, and 91.9 FM WCAL.
Fall is back, and so is Vulcan football. Follow the Vulcans every step of the way during the 2025 regular season. The season kicks off with a Thursday night clash versus Charleston. Then home September 13th versus Westchester. Home September 26th versus Lock Haven. September 27th at Slippery Rock. October 4th at home versus Seton Hill. October 11th at Edinburgh. Homecoming October 18th versus Clarion. At IUP October 25th. Home versus Frostburg State on November 1st. At Gannon November 8th. And the season finale at Shippensburg November 15th. Follow Cal Vulcans and CUTV for live links, highlights, and much more.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. His bit of a quick turnaround time and an onside kick attempt. Kind of, not really, a bit of a half squib, half onside kick attempt, but California did their best to just jump on top of it and recover it. And so the Vulcans will start off with, again, some excellent field positioning to start their next offensive drive, 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line.
It's been an interesting game so far, the weather playing a factor. I mean, I know you can't really see it on the cameras, but from what we could see here, the rain is definitely coming down quite a bit. So definitely has played a factor and has been a wild card in this game so far.
Williams in motion, handoff this time to Boyd, nearly able to just rip it off, but just one arm around the shoulder brings him down. Picks up about 3 on the ground, but had potential for a heck of a lot more. But California quickly back to the line again, and some motion around the offensive line. The left side of the line moving. That one, a false start against Noah Livesay, the left guard for California. That'll push them back 5 yards. 2nd down and 13 now from their own 42. Two-receiver bunch on the near side. 2 receivers on the far. Purcell in the gun. Takes a snap. Looking to his right. Pass is caught. Trying to break out over there is DeVay Johnson. was able to pick up the initial 5 about 2 that Boyd picked up on the first play. So 3rd down and 8.
It was a good tackle by the safety, Wycliffe, able to hold on to Johnson, not let him go, and make it a 3rd and long for California.
10:15 remaining here in the second quarter. 3rd down and 8 from the 47. Purcell takes the snap, trying to find the near side, in and out of the hands of Tyler Long. That one looked awkward out of the hands of Purcell. And a quick 3 and out from this California offense after 13 unanswered points here from the Golden Eagles.
And if the weather's going to continue to be an issue throwing the ball, we talked about it coming into this one, the battle's going to be won and lost in the trenches, the old cliche in football, but in this one it's going to be living true.
Be Andrew Gonzalez here punting for California. Nearly blocked. The pressure nearly got back there to him. That one kind of fizzles its way out of bounds at the Charleston 35. So not the greatest of punts, but in the context of the situation, they were able to get it out there as Scooby-Doo reigns on here inside of Adamson Stadium. And the California defense seems to be doing their part so far, but after the initial flurry in that first quarter from this Vulcan offense, it's kind of hit the wall a little bit in this after the initial couple of drives early on in that first quarter.
Yeah, Charleston's defense doing a great job containing Bobby Boyd, and that was really the recipe coming into this one for California on offense. As long as he's going, your offense is going to be just fine, but he's been stymied as of late, so not a whole lot of movement for California.
Hamrick hands it off this time once again to Butera, able to find the hole, works his way down the left side, trying to break it off, just flipped end over end out of bounds that time from Sangster. Another long run from this Golden Eagle offense, and again, they're just built on this rushing attack, and California had some answers in that first quarter, but as this first half wanes on, the rushing threat from Charleston seems more and more alive. Man in motion, Hamrick in the gun. Once again, hands it off to Sangster as he hands it off to Butera as he works his way outside, but a flag thrown in the backfield as this one more than likely coming back.
Yeah, Charleston now sticking with the run game, going back to what they know as familiar, as the run game served very, very well in their last game.
That one will go against number 32, the fullback Marcus Thurston. That'll negate about a 20-yard run. First down and 13 now here for Charleston, but like you said, that first game, they were all over the ground.
Yeah, 271 rushing yards on the ground compared to Livingstone's 76 in last week's game. So definitely prefer the run game, and they can get it going here, they'll stick to it.
Another handoff to Butera, and he just continues to chug along, picks up about 5. And I don't even care if you throw for 5 touchdowns. If you're picking up 272 on the ground, you're more than likely winning the game. And, I mean, that they did, and they did it in convincing fashion. And
he had 271 yards on the ground last week, and Hamrick with 285 yards through the air and 5 touchdowns. So they put on a show last week, and they're looking to continue that on here this week.
So far in this game, Hamrick 1 for 5 for 8 yards and an interception. I mean, he has not been the threat passing as he's back deep to throw. Has a man in the end zone. Pass is caught, and he just falls incomplete as he hits the ground. Intended for Marquand Heron. I mean, he had it in his hands, but a flag thrown on the near side. I mean, that would have been a highlight reel grab from Heron as he pulled that one in.
Especially in the rain, too.
So no flag, but a sideline warning issued to the Vulcans. So the touchdown would have standed if Heron was able to secure the grab, but he had it in his possession, but as he hit the ground, just fell out of his hands. So it'll be a 3rd down and 9 now here for the Golden Eagles from the Vulcan 30. It looks like with the way the game's been going and the way the weather has been, you're in 4-down territory as Hamrick rolling to his right, just trying to find an option. Throws it out of bounds. 4th down and 9 from the 30.
And Hamrick still not looking very comfortable in the pocket. Even the throw to Heron, he had him inside the 5-yard line. Heron had a step on the California defensive back, and Hamrick just unable to hit him as they're lining up to go for it here on 4th and long.
You're looking at a 40-something yard field goal. I mean, you've seen Mitstiffer miss a couple of the closer ones so far, and so better to take your chances with the way your offense has been playing the last couple of possessions. 8:10 remaining here in the second quarter. It looks like Charleston's going to take a timeout and talk things over. The first timeout taken from either side. 8:10 remaining here in the first half. It is Charleston 13, California 10. And while we have a second, we can talk about today's slate of games here. It's California Charleston. Clarion takes on West Virginia Wesleyan down in Buckhannon, West Virginia. Bloomsburg, Fairmont State. IUP versus Ashland. Kutztown versus Assumption. Millersville versus Frostburg State. East Stroudsburg versus Pace for the Thursday slate of matchups. One game tomorrow night. Slippery Rock travels to take on Franklin Pierce up in Range, New Hampshire. And then on Saturday, another full slate of games. Westchester takes on Bentley University. Seton Hill takes on West Liberty. Shippensburg takes on Bowie State. Gannon travels to take on Saginaw Valley State. And Lock Haven will take on Glenville State this Saturday. The only other game that has started so far is Clarion versus West Virginia Wesleyan. The timeout has ended. Right now, Clarion up 27-0 over West Virginia Wesleyan with 7:24 remaining in the second quarter. And keep an eye on that one. 4th down and 9. Hamrick back to throw. Zips it over the middle, in and out of the hands, and incomplete. Intended for Bozeman's. I mean, he had him wide open right over the middle. I think he thought he had too much room. I thought it was a wide open catch, and he just overthought it.
Yeah, Bozeman's Hamrick's number one target, and it looked like he just looked up before securing the catch. That's how much room he had. He had a whole lot of real estate cutting through the middle, exactly the play that Charleston wanted to draw up, and pretty much the first really accurate ball that we've seen from Hamrick all day long goes by the wayside, unfortunately, for Charleston.
As we're looking at our feed here, that could have been a touchdown if he managed to secure that ball, but in and out of the hands, and now it forces a turnover on downs.
1st and 10 for the Vulcans now. Purcell keeps it himself. Able to fall forward for a couple. Both teams not afraid to run this read option style offense.
That's a nice little wrinkle for both teams, having these mobile quarterbacks. If your running back's not really finding much room and the defense is overcommitting to the running back, the quarterback always has the option to pull it and take it himself to pick up some positive yards.
2nd down and 8. Purcell takes the snap, looking to throw. Over the middle, caught by Johnson, leaping through the air, somersaults for a 1st down, just shy of the 50. DeVay Johnson just did a full-on front flip through the air. Brought down at the 49, back straight to his feet. And California's quickly back to the line. Handoff to Boyd, has some blocking room. And Boyd into the open field. Boyd breaks a tackle, spinning away, brought down at the Charleston 25-yard line.
It was John Clifford on the tackle, but Boyd able to break through a couple tackles, and even in this rain, he's still showing off the wheels, showing off the shiftiness, and able to bring California deep into the territory.
Low snap as Purcell has to do some improv, able to pick it up and just scoot his way back about half a yard shy of the original line of scrimmage. And again, we see the weather taking the toll on the football game as Johnson makes his way off the field after that phenomenal play. Tyler Long will head in for him. Second down and 10, 6:15 remaining here in the second quarter.
And for California, you feel like you have to come away with points here, even though it is still the first half. Try to get this offense feeling good about themselves.
Purcell takes the snap, looking towards the end zone, leaping up for it, broken up, intended for Deontay Williams. Great double coverage that time. Number 11, John Clifford again, able to break that one up, brings up a 3rd and long now here for California.
The safety, number 4, Ty Whitcliffe, did a great job of recognizing where that ball was going and getting over to where he needed to be to force that double coverage, and does a really good job of not arriving early and breaking up the pass.
3rd and 10, 5:54 remaining. Ball at the 25-yard line. Purcell gets the snap. Pass quickly caught on the near side and brought down well short of the first down marker. Jake Lehu with the reception. Now comes Harry Radcliffe and the field goal unit for California, and looking to tie things up here at 13 all.
Some positive news for Radcliffe here. The wind has died down significantly, so this is more of a true kick than other ones he's had earlier in this ball game.
Gonzalez on the hold. The kick from Radcliffe is up, and the kick from Radcliffe is good. 5:07 remaining, and we're all square at 13 here at Adamson Stadium. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Digital Network, and 91.9 FM, WCAL, and Power 92.
The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference celebrates its 75th season in 2025 to 26, highlighting the many athletic achievements of its membership institutions. The PSAC has won 59 national team titles, 310 individual titles, produced 29 all-time Olympians, and 43 former PSAC players and coaches have been elected to National Halls of Fame. PSAC proud for 75 years and many more to come.
Adamson Stadium, Harry Radcliffe knocks it in from 40 yards and ties us up at 13 apiece with 5:07 remaining here in the first half of play. It was a 13-0 run there for Charleston, but the California offense able to strike back as we're back underway. The kickoff fielded just inside the 5-yard line. We've seen how dangerous these kickoff returns have been from Charleston all afternoon. This time, still a decent return, brought out just shy of the 40-yard line. Rashawn Reed on the return that time for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, sometimes the best friend for a struggling offense can be those kick returners and punt returners, trying to set your offense up with some good field position. We've seen it already with them adding points on the board, and again, some good field position here for Charleston.
Charleston deferred the kickoff at the beginning of the game, will receive the opening kickoff of the second half with a chance to make a huge swing here at the end of the first half, get some points on the board at the end, gets the ball back at the beginning of the second half, has some real chance to do some damage, but some miscommunication at the line as it looked like one of them wasn't ready. Go against the right guard. It looks like Lamont Brown, the guilty party.
Offense number 71 and number 64. 5-yard penalty.
Lamont Brown and Will Bologna, the entire right side of the offensive line for Charleston, called for the false start.
Yeah, that right side of the O-line saw that California was late getting onto the field, tried to get a jump start and catch them off guard.
Pushes it back to the 29, first down, handoff this time to Butera, trying to battle forward, picks up about 2 on the ground. It's been a nice even split between Williams and Butera on the carries. 6 now for Butera, 5 for Williams.
If California wants to have success here on defense stopping this run, they're going to have to do what they did right there, make Butera and Williams second guess on where the hole is opening up. We've seen Butera get loose a couple times.
Hamrick back to throw. Now rolling out to his left, airing it out deep down the field. That one will sail way out of bounds, and a flag thrown in the backfield. And this one could potentially set Charleston even further back. Is this something that California want to take, give Charleston another opportunity? Another penalty on the possession for Lamont Brown, the right guard. 10-yard penalty, moves it back. 2nd and 23 from the 21.
Yeah, declining that penalty would have given them a third and long already, but taking the penalty, Gary Dunn trying to play a little bit of the field possession game, hoping his defense can get a stop back here deep in Charleston territory.
Resets the play. 2nd and 23 from the 21. Hammer keeps it himself on the quarterback draw. And another flag thrown on the near side as Hamrick falls forward after picking up a couple. But again, this one looks like it can fall back even further. Just penalty after penalty on this possession here for Charleston. And I think Coach Dunn might wave this one off. Waiting for the official call.
Holding. Offense number 64. That penalty is declined.
Lamont Brown again.
Please reset the game clock.
This time it is declined.
4:17. It will start on.
And they'll add on another 30 seconds to the clock. So they moved it from 3:47 to 4:17. So Lamont Brown, 3 penalties on this possession here for Charleston. Never a good sign, but they find themselves in all 3rd and 18 from their own 26. Hamrick in the gun. Airing out over the middle, nearly completed. Just misses his target. Number 46 for Charleston. Jamar Ebron. Just over the middle of the field, will fall incomplete. And that gives California now 4 minutes, 14 seconds, and 3 timeouts.
It looks like on those holding penalties, Lamont Brown kept going against California inside linebacker, I believe Trey Green, if I saw the numbers right. Yes, Trey Green. And he's shown today that he can get to the quarterback, so it's definitely one that they're trying to be wary of, but fortunately he keeps getting penalty after penalty.
Muffed punt, but recovered by California. Working his way around the outside for the Vulcans. His number 19, Kenny Lewis, the 4th, all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. Kenny Lewis, the 4th, with the return touchdown of their own. The Vulcans take the lead.
And we saw Deontay Williams returning punts earlier, and he got shaken up on the last Vulcans drive. So Lewis back there returning that punt, and special teams, the most forgotten part of football, it really does play a factor. We've seen 14 total points get scored on special teams in this game. Huge swing for the Vulcans.
Radcliffe on for the extra point. 76-yard return touchdown for Lewis. And the Vulcans make it a 1-touchdown game. 20-13 the score, 3:45 remaining. on a 76-yard punt return touchdown from Kenny Lewis IV. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back right here on CUTV Sports.
The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference celebrates its 75th season in 2025-26, highlighting the many athletic achievements of its membership institutions. The PSAC has won 59 national team titles, 310 individual titles, produced 29 all-time Olympians, and 43 former PSAC players and coaches have been elected to National Halls of Fame. PSAC proud for 75 years and many more to come.
Special teams, the often overlooked but proving to be arguably the most important part of the game so far here at Adamson Stadium. 20-13 the score. 2 return touchdowns in this game, a kick return touchdown for Charleston, and now a punt return touchdown for the Vulcans. As Charleston gets back underway, and a helmet lost on the field in the fumble, but the player called down. As it was Behringer on the return again, and he lost his helmet and the football there. And an injured Vulcan down on the field after the play as well.
That was the one who lost his helmet. That looks like Sangster down there on the field who's down with the injury.
Hopefully he's all right, but it reminds me, I remember in the NFL, probably would be about 15 years ago now, in the late 2000s, I remember there was a San Diego Chargers team led by Phillip Rivers. They had the number 1 offense and the number 1 defense in the NFL, but they didn't make the playoffs because they had the absolute worst special teams unit. And so far, it just proves the importance. We've seen it in this game. Number 5, like you said, Alexi Sangster Jr. on the kickoff return, able to get back to his feet and make his way off the field for California after the injury.
It looked like a bit of a yard sale out there towards the end of that scrum, but the referees determined that his forward progress was stopped. The ball did come out before he hit the ground, but ruled the play dead.
Yeah, ball came out, helmet came off, there was a mouthpiece flying through the air. I mean,
I believe I saw a skull cap too.
Skull cap, someone's car keys, everything was flying. But first down and 10, and a timeout taken by California, as I believe they were just trying to figure things out with the defensive personnel, as Charleston back out on the field with 3:36 remaining. As we could look at some of the stats so far from both teams on offense, Charleston's run 24 plays for 166 yards, California 32 for 200. California's had 15 minutes, 57 seconds time of possession, 10-27 for Charleston. Both teams not very great on third down, 1 for 7 for Cal, 1 for 6 for Charleston. I mean, it's been a pretty back-and-forth game, and the scoreline reflects that, but like we talked about, that first quarter from the California offense looked so just phenomenal. Just Purcell and Boyd just looked so in sync for California, just able to march their way down the field. They didn't come out with points on that first possession, but the second one, able to tack on the field goal. But this Charleston defense able to battle back, and since then it's been just the seesaw affair of football. It's the first down run to Butera, goes nowhere. And this California defense is swarming.
The rain continues to pick up here at Adamson Stadium again. And if you're California, you got to trust in your back end of the defense and really send every hat that you have towards that line of scrimmage to stop this running attack and make Hamrick beat you through the air.
2nd and 11, 3:05 remaining here in the first half play. 3 receivers on the far side. Handoff again to Butera as he falls forward, picks up about 3rd down and 8 now here for the Golden Eagles. As we're approaching that 2-minute timeout. California looking to get one final offensive possession here before the end of the first half. 4 receivers set for Charleston. Butera in the backfield alongside Hamrick.
A widespread formation here for Charleston. Look for them to attack the open middle of the field.
Hamrick 1 for 9 so far on the pass attempts. Man in motion. Hamrick back to throw. Flag thrown immediately. Hamrick stepping up in the pocket, keeping it himself, trying to spin away, and he's going to be brought down short of the line of scrimmage. Brought down at the 36.
It's going to be a legal shift on Charleston. The 2 receivers on the near side couldn't quite figure out who was on the line of scrimmage and who was off, and then the one on the outside got sent in motion.
Offense, 2 men moving prior to the snap and now resetting. Number 15 and number 13. That penalty is declined. Result of the play.
Laquan Heron and Aiden Diaz called for the illegal shift. Brings up the 4th down.
I apologize again on not being able to get the numbers right. We got too many raindrops on our windows up here in the booth.
And it looks like Charleston, as the clock hits the 2-minute timeout, for a second looks like they're going to keep the offense out there, but now they have the time to talk it over. You saw it the last time what they did when they punted the ball away. Are they willing to do the same thing twice in a row?
And if you're Charleston, you got to trust your coaching staff to make the proper adjustments to make sure that that doesn't happen again, and trust your punt team. But at this point, yes, you do get the ball to open up the second half, but you can't give California any more momentum going into the halftime break.
We've seen California before run the 2-minute drill. Now, granted, as we've said before, this is almost a whole entire new offense, but barring a couple returning stars. And also it's downpouring is from what we can see. I mean, it's hard to see on the cameras. You can see there now. It's coming down pretty good here at Adamson Stadium, but it'll be interesting to see what the call is from Charleston.
Yeah, lineage of great quarterbacks here at California in the last couple of years. Davis Black, an All-American nominee, a mention last year. In the last couple of years, has been a phenomenal starter. Before him, Noah Mitchell, the all-time passing leader here for California. And now we have Roman Purcell here for the Vulcans in his first career college start, just looking for that first career win against a high degree of opponent here in Charleston. And it looks like the Golden Eagles have conceded they will send out the punting unit, but California probably made the special teams aware of any bells and whistles, any of the tricks that Charleston may be playing here. Lewis back deep to receive the punt, standing at about his 25-yard line. That one, Lewis lets that one bounce into the turf, and it'll roll out of bounds at the 23. 1:52 remaining. California with 2 timeouts. Purcell gets the opportunity to run the 2-minute drill here for the Vulcans as we enter the end of the first half, as the clock will begin to wind down as California looks to capitalize off this one final offensive possession. They have the 1 touchdown lead, 20-13.
And with the weather being the way that it is, you're probably looking for about a 35-yard field goal for Radcliffe to be just about the extent of his range. We saw him hit a 40-yarder earlier, but that was with calmer conditions.
Man in motion for Purcell, takes the snap, stepping up in the gun, now rolling to his right. Purcell out of the pocket, and he can move, but a flag thrown in the backfield, and this one's going to come back. I got a text from Gary Smith to talk about the new lights and the new track here at Adamson Stadium, getting its full effect here in game number 1. The gray clouds, the rain, just perfect for the brand new lights here at the stadium.
I wasn't sure if that was just a new paint job on the track or if that was a new track, but good to know.
Brand new track, brand new lights here at the stadium.
Yeah, I had noticed that too coming in. I saw the lights. I'm like, oh, when did we get blue lights on each of the light poles?
Offense number 57. 10-yard penalty for the previous foul.
Makes it really pop. That one will go against number 57, the right guard, Nassim Gray. Back the Vulcans up 10 yards, 1st and 20 from their own 13. A minute 45 remaining now for California. Again, still with the 2 timeouts. 3 receivers set on the near side, 1 on the far. Purcell in the gun. Takes a snap. Pressure, immediately takes it, keeps it himself, runs forward before being sandwiched back after picking up 1, maybe 2 on the ground. And then California with this quick tempo. It's Purcell just trying to get the troops back to the line.
Yeah, just a quick quarterback draw there from Purcell, just trying to pick up some positive yards, make this a 2nd and 3rd and manageable, but unable to pick up too many there on that play.
Also, California looking in no rush to get a playoff here. They know they have the lead going into halftime, not looking to force anything unless the opportunity presents itself. 2nd down and 18 as we're now under a minute to go here in the first half. Handoff this time to Boyd, waiting for his blockers to get in front of him. Brought down after a gain of 1, maybe 2. As the clock continues to run, and Charleston will now take a timeout of their own to stop the clock with 45 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Timeout. Charleston, their 2nd charge timeout of the first half.
Charleston down to their final timeout. Looking to preserve some clock as they want to get 1 more crack at the end zone here in the first half. Two more home games after this for California. And I believe that will complete 9 straight home games dating back to last season. The end of the season, obviously all of the playoff games for the Vulcans, and then the first 3 of this season, all at home for California. So Adamson Stadium has been a place of comfort for the Vulcans obviously for as long as they've played here, but the last couple of months they've been pretty comfortable here every time they've stepped onto the field.
And with the schedule opening up last year with 4 straight away games, having the 3 consecutive home games to open up this year with all the new faces really lets you ease into the season the way that you want to.
Boyd on the handoff, finds a lane. Boyd bouncing forward. It's going to get brought down just shy of the first down marker, but picks up a decent chunk of the yardage. Brought down at the 30, be 4th down and 3. And Charleston have yet to take that timeout as the clock continues to run. And the Vulcan offense will remain out there. It looks like they're just going to wait to wind the clock down 2-0 and end the first half with the lead. And that's going to be it here at the end of the first half from Adamson Stadium. California with the lead as we head into the halftime break. 20-13 the score. Adam, Hunter, any thoughts on the first half?
I mean, it's been a hard-fought game for both sides. I mean, with what they can do with the weather, we've seen a lot of special teams work, a lot of offensive, running the trenches, like you say, Adam, and overall, it's been a good game so far.
Yeah, this game's been very physical up front, and even the 33 points that we've had so far in this game was a little bit more than I was expecting with the weather being the way that it has. But both teams being able to capitalize on special teams is really the difference in this game.
Nothing has come easy. 30 minutes have been played. 30 remain. 20-13 the score. California with the lead. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back for the start of the second half right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Digital Network, and 91.9 FM, WCAL Power 92.
Have you ever wanted a baseball universe at your fingertips? Well, now you can with On Deck Baseball, the card and dice game that lets you run your own fictional baseball universe or play as some of the great teams and players from the past. Dive into the fictional universe with a league of custom teams and players. But don't stop there, as there are expansion teams and rookie sets to keep the league going for years. If great teams are your thing, then check out the pro version with dozens of historical teams waiting to take the field. Step up to the plate with On Deck Baseball. Find out more at on-deckbaseballgame.com. That's on-deckbaseballgame.com.
Our field commanders this year are Leah Fleming and Ryan Sherry. Our captains are guard Kira Mayer, home drumline Sid Gerard and Aiden Sayer. Woodwinds Daniel Morgan and sax captain Ariana Goodell. High brass Liz McCoy and low brass Pat Smith. Featuring solos this afternoon from Sonny Laney, Jacob Levin, Gavin Smith, Alex Pencratz, and Ben Wisnowski.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Adamson Stadium as you get ready to kick off the second half between California and Charleston. The Vulcans with a 7-point lead, 20-13 after the first half of play. John Sape, Hunter Garman, who's currently finishing off the rest of his French fries, and Adam Crawford here to bring you the second half action. And like we talked about, it was a real back-and-forth affair in the first half, and if the first half taught us anything is that special teams matters. Kickers are athletes, punters are athletes, and special teams matters is the moral of the story. And after the first half, California emerged with that 7-point victory, not 7-point victory, 7-point lead as we head into the second half of play.
Yeah, a couple missed kicks, a couple a couple kick returns, and that gave us more than half of the offense that we have to show for in this one. Both offenses kind of struggling at different points. California got off to a really nice start. Couldn't quite put many points on the scoreboard per se, but really looked efficient for the most part. And on the flip side of that, Charleston got off to a really, really slow, ugly start. And then pretty much right after that kick return that they had, were able to kind of put it in gear with that running game, getting 164 yards on the ground in that first half.
As we head towards the second half, Charleston will receive the ball to begin. We can talk about some of the other scores around the PSAC. Frostburg versus Millersville, about 45 seconds into second quarter. Frostburg up 14-0. Assumption versus Kutztown. Kutztown up 23-7 over Assumption. Bloomsburg versus Fairmont State. Fairmont up 10-6. 14:53 remaining in the second quarter. Clarion versus West Virginia Wesleyan. The Golden Eagles of Clarion up 41-0 over West Virginia Wesleyan. IUP versus Ashland. That game 11:25 remaining in the first quarter. Game all tied up still at 0. Then finally Pace versus East Stroudsburg. That game kicked off just a couple of moments ago. 2-0 to Pace. A safety to begin the game, 14:48 remaining, and Pace up 2-0 over the Warriors of East Stroudsburg. So some updated scores from around the PSAC as we get ready to begin the second half. California with a 7-point lead, looking to maintain it, and Roman Purcell and the Vulcans looking to pull off their first win of the new season.
And the new quarterback you mentioned, Roman Purcell, he got off to a pretty good start himself in this one, and then as the entire offense kind of struggled, so did he towards the end of that first half.
Vulcans kicking it off. Charleston going from right to left to begin this second half. Fielded inside the 5 by Behringer. Behringer able to make his way across the 25, and the pack moving forward, brought down just shy of the 30. And again, we've seen just how dangerous Behringer can be in the return game, and that time the Vulcans able to swarm him and bring him down. And I think this second half really falls on the back of Ian Hamrick. In that first half, 1 for 9 for 8 yards and 1 interception. Just comparing this game to his last, just night and day difference. And in this second half, has to be much more consistent in the passing game if Charleston want to take control of it and want to start the season off 2-0.
Yeah, they're going to have to definitely be more dynamic on the offensive side of the ball and try to get him going. The weather has played a factor, but the Vulcans defense has responded.
Play action pass to begin the second half, airing it out deep down the field, trying to find Bozeman's, and a flag thrown in the area. Going to be some pass interference. Keon Powell on the coverage.
Held on to him a little bit too long there toward the end of the play. We saw that he had his arm just a tad too long as Bozeman tried to extend away and go for the football, so that's what drew the flag.
Defense number 4, 15-yard penalty for the previous spot, automatic first down.
A 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. First half, a relatively clean half. 4 penalties for either side, 25 yards worth of penalties for Cal, 30 for Charleston. So not the not the stop and start nature that we see sometimes in the football games, teams getting 10, 12 penalties in the half. First handoff this time now to Williams, able to slip through, pick up a couple, brought down after a gain of 2.
And Williams, relatively quiet in that first half, led the team in rushing in their Week 1 game against Livingston. Had a big run, but outside of that, not really much to show for it.
Yeah, 102 yards in that first half, but after that first quarter, we really saw a ton of Butera, but Williams getting a second carry back-to-back this time, able to pick up a much larger chunk, about 6 on the ground, brings up a 3rd down and 2. Now inside of Vulcan territory are the Golden Eagles.
And I like the aggressiveness coming out of the half, given that play-action look to try to draw the defense forward and then let Hamrick take a shot to one of his favorite targets, number 6, Bozeman.
3rd down and 2 from the California 48. Whistle blown, and then a flag thrown on the back end. False start. This time against Will Bologna, this right side of the offensive line for Charleston, racking up the penalties. We saw I think 3 in 1 possession for Lamont Brown at the end of the first half, and that's the second one for Bologna in this game. Makes the 3rd and 2 a 3rd and 7 now here for the Golden Eagles. Backs them up inside their own territory. 3rd and 7 now from their own 47. Hamrick in the gun, man in motion. Back to pass under pressure. Stepping up in the pocket, able to escape. Hamrick in a ton of space. Brought down inside the 35. Able to find the lane and just chug on through it.
And that's just a great job by Hamrick in the pocket, able to maneuver free from a couple different Vulcans, trying to get their hands on him as they try to go up tempo.
You see the Golden Eagles right back to the line. Hamrick, handoff stuffed immediately by the Vulcans. That time, number 24, Samuel Hobbs on the money right there, just immediately in the backfield, brings Williams down for a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, he came through that O-line practically unguarded, able to meet the running back in the backfield. Definitely something that the Vulcans needed to slow down this Charleston offense for this drive.
How are those fries, Hunter?
They were very good.
2nd down and 14. Man in motion on the near side. Hamrick back to throw. Pass over the middle. Caught by Bozeman's. Able to evade the danger. That time as Alexi Sangster Jr. in the area, but great leaping grab by Bozeman's, able to bring that one in.
It was a good throw by Hamrick and a great catch by Bozeman's. You can see why Hamrick likes going to him.
And again, right back to the line, 1st and 10, handoff again to Williams, just trying to find the lane, bouncing it all around the line, and able to pick up some positive yardage on the ground. Actually, I believe that time it was Butera on the carry. These backs so interchangeable, especially with the font choice and the colors on the back of the Charleston uniforms from our vantage point, and with the rain on the windows. Not the easiest to see. But 2nd down and 7. Another handoff this time to Butera, again able to burst through. Brought down about a yard shy of the 1st down marker. And again, this ground and pound style from the Golden Eagles proving difficult for the Vulcans to stop as they find themselves in a 3rd and short situation.
Yeah, 2 really good backs for this Charleston offense. They each had 19 carries apiece last week against Livingston. This week, a bit more of Butera on the ground so far.
3rd and 2, another handoff again to Butera, able to break one tackle, tripped up, but not after picking up the 1st down. Now inside the 10-yard line will be 1st down and goal from the 7.
It's been interesting to see so far. Charleston likes going up-tempo, but every time they've kind of slowed it down, they've found themselves having a little bit more success than when they get up to the line quickly.
1st and goal from the 7, Hamrick. Hands it off again. Butera just stuffed immediately. Picks up 1, maybe 2, but And after running into a flock of Vulcans there, matching them in the hole.
A little bit of extracurricular activities at the end of the play. So we can see that temper is running a bit high as Charleston just continues with the relentless run game so far this drive.
Yeah, playing against that's very frustrating, just knowing what the other team's going to do over and over and over again, and just sometimes they do it just well enough that it works, and it's just so frustrating to stop. Man in motion across the line of scrimmage. Hamrick, another handoff, this time to Williams as he muscles forward. Brought down at the 3-yard line. Pick up a 3, 3rd and goal now for the Golden Eagles.
And this is where you need that almost entirely new front 7 for the Vulcans as they bring a bigger package here on defense. As Charleston matches here down close to the goal line, you need that front 7 to make a play here down close to the goal line.
The 3rd and goal held up. A gain of about a yard. And now.
And this is almost a no-brainer here for Charleston to go for this down this close to the goal line. Even if you don't get it, California struggling towards the latter half of that first half on offense. If you can pin them back deep, even if you don't get this in for a touchdown, they're going to go Wildcat again here with Williams and Butera in the backfield.
Butera gets the snap running forward. He falls short, down short by a yard. He's not going to get it. The Vulcans bend, but they don't break. They mark him a yard short, and the California defense holds strong, and they prevent the long drive from the Golden Eagles. They hold him down at the 1. Phenomenal stop by the Vulcans.
And that's a huge play from California defensively. At the end of the first half, they grabbed a little bit of momentum heading into the break, and that just carried over into that first drive. They were getting run down there deep into their own territory, but they held strong once they got inside the 5.
10 plays for 69 yards, and the Vulcans hold them 1 short.
Please set the score to 20 to 13. 20 to 13.
That was something that I did take notice to. The scoreboard here at Adamson Stadium was reading 20 to 16 when in actuality it should be 20 to 13. But now California did get the stop at the 1, but now is faced with a 99-yard drive if they want to get another touchdown.
Purcell under center, just trying to inch his way forward, giving himself a little bit of breathing room. He's not going to get much, half a yard maybe, but...
Yeah, Charleston saw it coming, and they had everybody packed in tight. There was just no room to move.
You just talk about how dangerous this part of the field is, especially passing the ball, because if there's an interception, you're just giving the team the ball so close to the end zone. If there's a holding penalty in the end zone, obviously it's a safety to the other team. So many chances at just giving over free points, free opportunities to the other teams. So California has to do everything to cross their T's, dot their I's, and just try to inch their way forward. Low snap, Purcell picks it up, airing it deep down the near side. Pass is caught! Down at the 36-yard line. DeVay Johnson gives them all the breathing room they need and more.
That ball looked a little bit wobbly coming out of the hands of Purcell, but Davy Johnson able to make the adjustment and make the catch, trying to almost look like he came back for it a little bit, but able to make the adjustment, make the catch, and give California a much-needed breathing room, as you said, and able to let them calm down and not worry too much about giving away unnecessary points.
Hey, you said it, partner. He came back to the ball. Great adjustment in the air by Johnson. Dino Wardlow was in coverage. He was all over him, and there was really...
They're going to tack on even more.
A huge, huge break for the Vulcans.
Some sideline interference from the defensive head coach from Charleston. So they're going to add on an extra 15. So the drive that started out at the 1 for California, the ball is now placed on the Charleston 49. I'm not very good at math. What is that, a 51-yard play?
Yeah, about a 50-yard exchange there on one play.
As it all shakes out, California will take it 1st and 10 from the 49. Fake handoff, pass is complete on the far side to Deontay Williams. He was able to make a man miss.
And that ball looked like it was heading for trouble. The corner, Amari Boyce for Charleston, read that play beautifully, just a step too slow, or otherwise he could have had a pick six going the other way.
2nd and 5. Purcell on the keeper this time. Nowhere to go.
If we go back to the previous play, the catch by Williams, good to see him back out on the field. As earlier in the first half, he did make a visit to the red medical tent, but good to see him back out on the field for California.
Vulcans in full force here. 3rd down and 5, 6:15 remaining here in the first half from the Charleston 44. They're going to move about 5 yards back. A false start against Deontay Williams. I mean, he had the nice play, but the good favor can only last so long. 3rd down and 10 now for California.
You could argue that was a little bit of announcer's curse there.
Yeah, you got to talk him up. It's all your fault. You got to say all the nice things about him. 3rd and 10 from the Vulcans, from the Charleston 49. We're now under 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Another low snap. Purcell able to grab it towards the far sideline, right around the sticks. The pass is caught by Jeff Nyamake.
And that was right next to the marker. Nyamake was coming back to the ball. It'll depend on the spot of where he went out. Looks like they're going to mark him a little bit short.
Yeah, about a yard shy of the 1st down, and California's going to go for it here. 0 for 1 on 4th down so far in this game. But too far to take the field goal, too close to take to punt it away. Williams in motion. Slips but able to recover. Purcell, keeper, runs forward, has the hole. Purcell brought down at the 25-yard line. Good for a 1st down and more. A 15-yard scramble for the Vulcans' new QB.
That was great patience by Purcell. There was nothing there initially, but once the blocks got set up, there was a little bit of a hole, and he just exploded through that offensive line. In that previous play, I was looking to see if they were going to get Purcell some of these easier completions, some of these more intermediate routes, the out routes and some of the slants. We've seen the screens and the go balls, but nothing really in between.
Handoff this time to Boyd, able to work his way through. Picks up about 5 there on the ground. Boyd now at 99 yards. Hovering around 100 now on the game. 2nd down and 6 for California at the Charleston 23. Looking to push this lead to double digits as we inch our way towards the 4th quarter. A tight bunch on the near side here for Purcell. Takes the snap. Quick pitch to Boyd, just trying to work his way outside. Nice recovery tackle by DeMarco Fleming there for Charleston, able to bring him down just behind the line of scrimmage.
And Fleming showing off some great speed, getting downhill and meeting Boyd around the line of scrimmage, getting right around the blockers that he had in front of him.
It's a dark night now here in California. 3rd down and 6. 3:30 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Purcell fakes the handoff. Pass completed. Over the middle. Ball comes out. They're going to call it incomplete. DeVay Johnson had it in his hands for just a moment, but broken up almost immediately.
Yeah, John Clifford with a great job of breaking that ball up, not arriving too early to create a pass interference, and does a great job of putting a shoulder pad right on the football, clean legal hit, and DeVay Johnson got popped.
Harry Radcliffe back out there once more to attempt the field goal, looking to make it a 10-point game here for California. Was able to knock this one through. Made one from 40 in the second quarter. Gonzalez on the hold. The kick from Radcliffe is up, and the kick from Radcliffe is good. 3:15 remaining here in the third. Your score, California 23, Charleston 13. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Digital Network, and 91.9 FM WCAL Power 92.
Have you ever wanted a baseball universe at your fingertips? Well, now you can with On Deck Baseball, the card and dice game that lets you run your own fictional baseball universe or play as some of the great teams and players from the past. Dive into the fictional universe with a league of custom teams and players. But don't stop there, as there are expansion teams and rookie sets to keep the league going for years. If great teams are your thing, then check out the pro version with dozens of historical teams waiting to take the field. Step up to the plate with On Deck Baseball. Find out more at on-deckbaseballgame.com. That's on-deckbaseballgame.com.
Radcliffe knocks in another one from 40 yards and makes it a 10-point game, 23-13 the score, with 3:15 remaining here in the third quarter. A drive that started all the way from the California 1. This one will start, I believe, from the 45, as Radcliffe's kickoff ends up out of bounds. The second one we've seen this game, one from either team. As Blaze hammers on, the points scored.
It's not even Blaze.
It's not even Blaze. What does this school come to?
It's two of the cheerleaders.
Never thought I'd see the day that Blaze has outsourced his hammering duties to the cheerleaders.
Well, that usually happens towards the end of games as Blaze gets tired.
It's been a long night for Blaze. You're right.
So the ball at the 35-yard line. I'm mistaken. 1st and 10. Decent field position here for Charleston. Hamrick still only 2 for 10 passing for 25 yards. Still has the one pick. Charleston, 207 yards on the ground.
And now that the weather's kind of died down and with a 10-point deficit, you got to expect Hamrick to kind of open it up here.
Handoff to Williams to kick things off here. Able to bounce off a couple of tackles. He's still going, just muscling through a ton of them. Picks up about 8 there on the carry. Looks like a little muscle hamster out there, just everyone just falling off of him.
I was going to say, that was a great textbook run, like one you would put in the running for angry run of the week.
2nd and 2, play action pass on the near side, coming back to it. Pass is caught from Bozeman's. Sees falls out of bounds inside of California territory. Only his second catch of the afternoon.
And that's what we expected to see all day. Just these quick throws from Hamrick and a lot of Williams and Buteric.
Hand off to Williams again, able to make one miss. Just continues to run. As he falls forward down at the 35. Another first down run, a gain of 12 on the ground that time from Williams.
Kept the legs churning up the middle, and Charleston looks to not let off the gas here as the final 2 minutes wind down of the third quarter, looking to put some points up before the fourth.
Hamrick in the gun, takes the snap. Another handoff to Williams. This time a little bit less room. The Vulcans able to swarm. Gain of about 2 that time on the ground.
It'll be interesting to see how this California defensive line holds up as we go throughout this game with 3 newcomers all making their first starts as Vulcans.
Second down and 8 from the Vulcan 33. Behringer in motion. Play action pass once again. Hamrick stepping up in the pocket, airing it out towards the end zone. Pass is caught for the touchdown. Marquand Heron able to reel that one in, and it was on a laser from Hamrick. And just like that, the Golden Eagles respond.
That was a great throw from Hamrick. Definitely something that he's wanted to do all night tonight and just hasn't gotten the opportunity with the weather and with, honestly, some of his passes just falling through his receiver's hands, but not that one. As you said, Sabe, on an absolute laser beam to Heron, who makes the grab to make it a 4-point game and potentially a 3-point game.
And like you said, that's kind of what we expected to see all night from Hamrick. And with these athletes that they have at the receiver position, it's just been a matter of time until they were able to get loose. And with the rain subsiding here, Hamrick's able to put a little bit of mustard on the football and hit one of the 3 open targets that he had on that play.
And we've seen a couple of times as California takes their first time out of the second half after that touchdown. We've seen a couple of times where Hamrick has had the receivers open, but he just has not had the opportunity to throw either. He's pressured or he decides to take off scrambling, but that time he had some time in the pocket. He let his receivers get open, and he's able to make the throw. So it's only his 4th completion of the game. He's able to make that one count.
And he hasn't really been able to step into too many of his throws, like you said, with the pressure and with the interception that he threw in the first half. Looked like just a lack of being able to get a grip on the ball and just kind of sailed on him. That was the first one he's really been able to step into and put in the window that he wanted.
5 plays, 65 yards in just 2 minutes, and it looks like Charleston going to go for 2 here. Man in motion, Hamrick keeping it himself, looking for the lane, and he's going to be brought down short. And a flag thrown. The 2-point attempt no good.
The rule in the field is the runner with the short of the goal line. The try was unsuccessful. Holding, offense number 32. That penalty is declined. The try is no good.
So the 2-point attempt no good from the Golden Eagles. They're just trying to dig deep in their bag of tricks. 23-19 the score. And we'll keep it here with 1:13 remaining. As the holding penalty declined. And California, this again, very reminiscent to the game last season where it seemed like they were fairly dominant for the long stretch of the game, the matchup last season, but Charleston was able to come out victorious, but shaping up to potentially come down to a similar finish like that here today. We still have about 16 minutes in regulation to decide that here.
And with a high caliber opponent in Charleston, they're not just going to go away. You gotta find a way to bury them when you can. And on this possession, if you can chew up as much clock as you can, that would go a long way for California here.
Touchback here for California. They'll field it. They'll start their next possession at the 25-yard line. Taking a look at the Vulcan scoring summary so far. On all their offensive drives that they scored on, 4 plays, 7 yards, 1:35, 4 plays, 34 yards, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. 3 plays, 97 yards, 7 plays, 47 yards, 2 minutes, 58 seconds. 10 plays, 76 yards, 5 minutes and 23 seconds. I mean, they're getting good time of possession on the ball. They had the lead after the first half in time of possession. They have 23 minutes of time of possession in this game. Like you said, if they're able to get a decent drive going here, they have a chance to put this game out of reach. A low snap for Purcell, and he's going to just have to fall on it.
We've seen that a few times here this game so far. It's always been either a low or a high snap here from the center, Logan Greer. So definitely something to look out for if this continues, not even in this game, but in the next game, especially with California's next opponent being Westchester, who we've seen in the past few years has been a dominant team on the east side.
Yeah, Logan Greer, as we said earlier, making his first start as a Vulcan, and it's been a little shaky up front with the snap exchanges.
A loss of 8 on the play. After the low snap, 2nd and 18 from the 17. Purcell back deep to throw, has a man over the middle, pass is caught and forced out of bounds is number 19, Kenny Lewis IV, who had that punt return for a touchdown for California back in the first half. Picks up about 7. Will be a yard shy of the original line of scrimmage. And the Vulcans look content to run the clock out until the beginning of the fourth quarter. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. 3 quarters have been played, 1 remains. The Vulcans with a 4-point lead. But it's all to play for here as we head into the fourth. California 23, Charleston 19. We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Digital Network, and 91.9 FM, WCAL Power 92.
Fall is back, and so is Vulcan football. Follow the Vulcans every step of the way during the 2025 regular season. The season kicks off with a Thursday night clash versus Charleston. Then home September 13th versus Westchester. Home September 26th versus Lock Haven. September 27th at Slippery Rock. October 4th at home versus Seton Hill. October 11th at Edinburgh. Homecoming October 18th versus Clarion. At IUP October 25th. Home versus Frostburg State on November 1st. At Gannon November 8th. And the season finale at Shippensburg November 15th. Follow Cal Vulcans and CUTV for live links, highlights, and much more.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Adamson Stadium as we head to the beginning of the fourth quarter. And it's all to play for. The Vulcans with a 4-point lead. We have some score updates. Clarion up 48-13 over West Virginia Wesleyan. And Bloomsburg up 19-17 over Lock Haven. And some of the PSAC matchups here today. 3rd and 11. Purcell stepping back to throw. Slings it, and the pass is caught for a first down. Finds his man in DeVay Johnson. He's able to slip out of bounds just past the sticks.
A really nice play in time there for Roman Purcell, and we've seen it a couple times. He's able to just fire that ball on a rope, and DeVay Johnson with a nice route on a comeback to the outside just past the sticks.
Big 3rd down conversion for the Vulcans. Hasn't been many. That's only their 2nd of the game. First down throwing pass is caught on the near side by Amir Spencer. He picks up about 6.
It appears to be a Charleston Golden Eagle down. That's number 4, Ty Wycliffe, the safety.
He's been a big piece here for this Charleston defense. He's made a couple of very big plays here on the backside for Charleston, so hopefully he's able to make his way off the field and at some point in this fourth quarter make his way back onto it, because he's been a key piece for this secondary for the Golden Eagles.
Fortunately, it looks like it's just more of a cramping issue, and I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that, especially from the Vulcan side, this being opening day for California. Usually you see those cramping issues, people not being accustomed to the game speed and those kind of injuries that might come in week 1.
Some other score updates around the PSAC. IUP versus Ashland still tied at 0 as they just kicked off about 4 minutes into the second quarter. Kutztown versus Assumption. That game is at halftime. Kutztown leads 30-14. Frostburg versus Millersville. That game just headed into the second quarter, and they're currently in a lightning delay. Frostburg is ahead 14-0, and Pace against East Stroudsburg. Pace is currently leading 9-3 over the Warriors. That's the full slate of games for today. Obviously, tomorrow, Slippery Rock takes on Franklin Pierce University, and then a slate of games on Saturday to fill out the rest of the PSAC schedule. Looks like we're able to make our way back to the play. 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 41. Lehu and Hershey in motion. Reverse sweep that time, just trying to fake the handoff to Boyd and gave it to Nyamaki. And that time caught nobody off guard and lost a ton of yardage. Loss of 7 on the play. 3rd down and 12 now here for the Vulcans.
Yeah, that time Musa Tama, the linebacker, able to make the play. We were expecting to call his name a little bit more in this one. He's very fast, very physical linebacker for this Charleston defense.
Vulcans in another 3rd and long situation. 3rd and 11 from their own 35. 13:30 remaining here in the 4th quarter under the lights. Purcell back to throw, airing it deep down the far side. Has a man just past the fingertips of Johnson. He had him in space, but just a bit too far out of the reach of DeVay Johnson, and it falls incomplete.
It was a good look, a good throw by Purcell, but unfortunately just had arguably a step too far in front of his receiver, Johnson, because I'm sure if he caught that, Johnson has the speed, and he probably would have taken that straight to the house.
Yeah, that's a house call if he's able to reel that one in, but again, that's just the life of football, just one step is the difference between a touchdown and an incomplete pass, and it falls Gonzalez on to punt here for the Vulcans. Had his last one nearly blocked. That one a little bit cleaner off of the foot, fielded at the 34-yard line of the Golden Eagles as they'll start their next possession. Looking ahead at the Vulcan schedule, like you mentioned, Westchester next week here at home. Following that, the following week against Lockhaven here at home. And like we mentioned, that's, I believe, 9 straight home games dating back to last season here at Adamson Stadium before finally traveling away from home to face off the Rock at Slippery Rock on the 27th before another home game here against Seton Hill on October 4th. October 11th, the Vulcans travel up to Edinburgh to take on the Fighting Scots. The following week, they're home here to face off Clarion on homecoming day at 3 o'clock, and then they travel up to IUP on October 25th in the 16th annual Coal Bowl. And Saturday, November 1st, here against Frostburg State for Senior Day for 2 away games to end the season at Gannon and at Shippensburg to end their season. 1st and 10 here for Hamrick. Hands off this time to Williams. He has nowhere to go, but still continues to turn the legs even after swarmed by the Vulcans. He's able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
It was Hopple and Cherney on the stop, 2 of the defensive players on Cal's team that were here last year. Probably one of the very few that were still around from last year.
Charney, the team captain here, coming in to the 2025 season. Play action pass now for Hamrick. Airing it out deep down the field. Pass falls incomplete. Intended for Bozeman's, and I feel like if he just looked up, he would have saw the ball was much closer to him than he realized.
Yeah, Bozeman's getting loose there again, but it wasn't until late in the secondary that he got loose and had a chance to look up for the ball and Hamrick just a little bit too much on it, like the pass from Purcell on the Vulcans' last drive.
3rd and long now, 3rd and 10 from the 34. Man in motion, Hamrick back to throw. Stepping up in the pocket, going to keep it himself. Has the space to pick up the 1st down. Charney brings him down, but not after. Hamrick picks up about 13 on the ground. Brought down just shy of the 50-yard line.
Good vision by Hamrick, able to notice that the play was kind of breaking down, but able to see the gap in the middle of the field and take off for the first down and keep the drive alive for Charleston.
Handoff this time to Butera. Runs into the brick wall that is the Vulcan defensive line. Rolls forward for a gain of 1. Second down and 9 from the Vulcan 48 or 49 yard line. California looking to bring some pressure. Hamrick stepping up, airing it down the far sideline. That one trails out of bounds, incomplete. We're back in a similar spot, 3rd and long.
And that's something that this Charleston team did a lot last week against Livingstone, is a lot of the hard count at the line of scrimmage to get the defensive line to jump. And California did, but they stayed on sides, and looked like Hamrick thought that it was going to be a free play, so he just chucked it up to his receiver on the outside.
A trio of receivers on the near side for Hamrick and the Golden Eagles, one on the far. 3rd down and 9, 11:36 remaining. Jamar Ebron in motion. Hamrick stepping up, airing it out, trying to find anybody, and that one ends up into the dirt, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, after the interception and the drop earlier in the middle of the field in kind of that 7 to 12 yard range, Hamrick hasn't really looked in that area of the field a lot. It's been a lot of the deep balls, and he's just trying to create some explosive plays for this Charleston offense, and there's just none to be found. Great job by California on the back end.
Punting unit out there for Charleston. Deontay Williams back deep to receive. Receives it in stride. Runs right into it, but able to break the tackle. Williams slipping through. And able to gain some positive yardage. And again, some extracurriculars after the play. Trey Green from the Vulcans involved in it. Him and number 23 from Charleston, Noah Nahas, involved in a bit of a scuffle after the play, but California maintained possession of the ball, 1st and 10 from their own 28. And we've seen Williams, once he's able to just get a little bit of space, he's able to slip through anything. 11:20 remaining here in the 4th quarter. 1st down run to Agnor. Able to pick up about 3 or 4 on the ground that time on the 1st down rush. Another look at the AFCA poll. Charleston in 12th after week 0. A couple of teams played the games. California started the season in 15th. They were able to move up to 14th after not playing last week. A win here likely would bump them up. 2nd down and 7. Purcell, quick throw, pass is caught on the near side.
And that's what you want to keep doing here on this drive for California in efforts to try to chew the clock and keep the ball in your possession, try to keep the ball out of the hands of Hamrick, and keep your defense off the field. Just these short, safe completions. Don't put the ball in harm's way. Keep running the ball and try to get as many first downs as you can on this drive.
Nyamaki's reception makes it 3rd down and 3 from the Vulcan 35-yard line. Purcell takes the snap. Over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Just some miscommunication between him and Johnson. That pass just completely off the mark there from Purcell.
It was a good look by Purcell. He had Johnson coming over the middle of the field, but just rifled it a little bit too strong, and it just kind of sailed over the head of Johnson, who doesn't look like he was looking for it at that moment in time.
Yeah, right there, Noah Nahas had Johnson in the slot and didn't really give him anywhere to go at the top of his route.
Andrew Gonzalez back out to punt for California. The lefty able to get that one off. The punt fumbled. And a scrap for it at the 30-yard line. And I believe Charleston is able to hop on top of it. And a scary moment for the Golden Eagles, as it's Bozeman's back there returning the punts, and he nearly had a scare that time as that one in and out of his hands, but he's able to hop right back on it.
Your number 26. Wow, sorry. Number 26 for the Vulcans came flying in there, trying to get on top of it, but unable to, as Bozeman's able to grab it and keep a hold of it for Charleston's possession.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Charleston 31-yard line. The Vulcans leading 23-19 with 9:47 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Hamrick hands it off. Falling forward is Butera. Able to pick up about 2 on the ground. The clock continues to move. Charleston continuing to run out of time here. They need to find the end zone before the end of the game here. 2nd down and 8, another handoff to Butera. And again, he gets stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. And the big boys up front doing some work for the Vulcans. Courtney Dunn Jr., number 55, in on the tackle.
Yeah, it's a great job by California, not giving Butera anywhere to go. He's found some holes here in this California front and been rather explosive in this game. That's why he's gotten the workload. But right now, this is where Ian Hamrick has to step up for this Charleston offense and keep this drive alive.
Another 3rd and long situation. Butera back to throw. The pass behind his man, but he's still able to make the catch. And they're going to give him the yardage. They're going to mark him just at the line of scrimmage. Nice adjustment made in the air that time by Aiden Diaz. The ball was behind him. He's able to just come back and make the grab. And Charleston again moving quickly here. Handoff this time to Butera. Again, just stuffed at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. And another game with over 250 yards on the ground for Charleston. They continue to just pound the rock.
And for California, you know that's what they're going to do. And that's why they keep with this up-tempo offense, even though with seven and some change left, you don't really need to.
2nd and 10 from the 41. Handoff this time to Williams. Gains about two or three, depending on the spot. In another situation, 3rd and 7. And we keep seeing it. And we got to see if Hamrick and the Golden Eagles can pull another one out of the hat. Pick up this 3rd and medium, 3rd and long. And again, quickly back up to the line. 3rd down and 8. Just over 7 minutes remaining. Play action pass. Hamrick has plenty of time towards the near sideline. That one way off the mark. Had a man wide open, intended for James Williams, but that one just nowhere near him.
And Hamrick had him, and Rafiq Hilliard, the corner on the near side, he cleared out with his man. And as the Charleston receiver was streaking across the field, you can tell the whole time that's where Hamrick wanted to go with the ball, just a little bit too inaccurate.
Hamrick now 5 for 17 on the afternoon. Just has not been his day passing the ball, but Charleston still very much in the game if they're able to get one stop. Punted away towards Williams. This one's going to take a friendly Charleston bounce as this one rolls all the way down to the California 6-yard line. And with 6:50 remaining, the Vulcans will take possession at their own 6 and have a chance to ice the game off here if they're able to run out the clock.
Yeah, we've mentioned it the last couple drives. If they've been able to string together a couple first downs, they could really put a damper on the hopes of the comeback for Charleston. And as you said, they're going to look to try to ice this game here.
And if any drive for California is going to ice this game, it's going to be this one. If they can string together at least one, maybe 2 first downs just to keep the momentum up and put this game to bed.
Spread look here for the Vulcans. Handoff, though, to Boyd. Cuts back up the middle. Boyd with some space, and Boyd able to break through. And Bobby Boyd brought down at the 19-yard line, enough for the first down. California, Bobby Boyd looking good, over 100 yards now in the new uniforms, just looking crispy clean. Another handoff, this time stuffed immediately. Nice tackle in the backside. That time number 22, DeMarco Fleming, able to get back to him in a hurry.
And Nassim Gray, the right guard, pulling around the left side, just not able to get to his man in time, forcing Boyd nowhere to go in the backfield.
Clock now runs under 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. California in no rush. They'll take off every second they can. Purcell takes the snap, looking to air it out. Down the middle of the field, tipped and nearly intercepted. Almost into the hands of Zachary Cheatham.
Yeah, Purcell had a man going up the seam, and when he pulled back to deliver that ball, he got hit in his lower half, and that made the ball come out nowhere near where he wanted it to, putting it in harm's way.
He's trying to find Jake Leahu on the pass, but nearly set up Charleston in a phenomenal spot. And it stops the clock with 5:41 remaining. 3rd down and 13. Purcell. Screen pass. Boyd able to snag that one in, and Boyd able to break a tackle, able to break his second one, and brought down in bounds at the 27-yard line. He's going to be marked down a couple of yards short of the first down marker. 4th down and 4 now for the Vulcans. The clock will now wind under 5 minutes remaining.
If the Charleston offense can get something together to try to cut into this lead, this Charleston defense has done a really, really good job of keeping them in this ball game.
And a flag thrown as the time hit 0. Delay of game against California. And that'll move them back.
At this point now, don't be surprised if Charleston tries to go after this punt.
Yeah, we've seen them nearly block one punt already. So 5 yards pushed back, 4th down and 10. Or 4th down and about 7 on the scoreboard. I keep looking at the scoreboard and it's all wrong. As the clock continues to run. Gonzalez gets it off. They're going to let that one take a nice roll. California will take it a nice friendly roll, and it's marked down at the Charleston 27-yard line. Great punt that time from Gonzalez, and the Vulcans give possession over here to Charleston, and the Golden Eagles need to score a touchdown. They have 4 minutes, 21 seconds to do it, and they have all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, time definitely not a factor yet. With a lot of it left, you have the 4 minutes and some change, 3 timeouts as you said, and the 2-minute timeout as well. So essentially, you have 4 timeouts in your pocket. So if you want to keep running the ball like they want to do, obviously, you don't really need to shy away from that at all, especially considering the lackluster game so far from Hamrick.
Charleston takes over 1st and 10 from the 27. Hamrick looking to throw here, stepping up. Hamrick able to spin away from the danger, brought down. Number 8 for California, Malachi Thomas, able to get to him. Picks up about half a yard. As Hamrick looking to air it out deep down the field. Under 4 minutes to go. Hamrick looking to throw once again. Stepping up under a ton of pressure again. That one falls incomplete, and quickly we're now at a 3rd down and 10 here for the Golden Eagles.
And the Vulcans knew that Charleston's going after, trying to get that deep ball, trying to get Hamrick in his stride, in his element of passing the football, and they know to bring the house, and the past 2 snaps, they've brought it.
Cedric Vesa that time bringing the pressure. 3rd down and 10. Crowd chanting defense. California trying to get the stop. Hamrick back to pass, stepping up, has a man, popped in the middle of the field, but holding on to the football, but losing his helmet is Behringer. I've never seen anything like it. Caleb Behringer catches it right at midfield. He loses his helmet, but holds on to the football.
And that's the second massive play from Behringer in this game. Got to have it 3rd down there. Had the huge kick return earlier. Behringer doing everything he can to keep them in this game.
Hamrick again back deep to throw, scrambling, rolling to his right. Looks like he's going to keep it himself. Able to break 3 after 1 tackle. Brought down at the 42-yard line, a gain of 8. And the clock continuing to move here as we're now under 3 minutes.
Man, you heard everybody on the California side screaming for a penalty. The left tackle, number 52, Nashawn Conway, had a big hold on the left side of the offensive line.
2nd down and 2. Hamrick keeps it himself this time, falls forward enough for the 1st down, but a flag thrown after the play. Nothing good ever happens when a flag is thrown after the quarterback has already gone down. Potentially some extra yardage added on after this.
Charleston looks like they're trying to say hit to the helmet.
Yeah, Hamrick had his helmet off afterwards. So everyone on the Charleston side signaling that this one's going to go against California, waiting for the official call.
Personal foul, targeting, defense number 43. The previous play is under further review.
A targeting call against Trey Green, number 43 for the Vulcans. And a play like this is not taken lightly, as this one has to be put under official review, because Green could be subject to ejection and a further suspension. So the referees are going to the tent to review this one to see if there was a late hit after Hamrick was going down to the ground.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, about the targeting. If they wanted to call a late hit, then I mean, sure, that Hamrick was already on his way to the ground. He wasn't officially down yet when the contact was made. We're still trying to get another look at that, but at first glance, it definitely didn't look malicious at all.
Yeah, a lot on the line here, and I believe it's an extra 15 yards tacked on after this. And again, if they do say that Green is guilty of the targeting, he will be ejected for the remainder of this game, the last 2:39, and I believe he's eligible for at least maybe some sort of suspension for some potential game afterwards.
As you mentioned, not only the 15 yards, not only is he out, but you're already relatively thin in terms of playmakers at that interior linebacker spot, losing the depth that you had last year with all these newcomers this season, this opening week. It's not a position that the Vulcans have a whole lot of depth at, and losing your starting in middle linebackers certainly not how they wanted to draw up the end of this game.
Yeah, Trey Green, the 5'10", 215-pound sophomore from Howard, Pennsylvania, graduate of Bald Eagle High School. I've also had class with him. And again, he's has a potential to be ejected from this game if the referees deem the previous play worthy enough of the targeting penalty. But nonetheless, both teams have a chance to catch their breaths for a moment. 2:39 remaining. And Charleston, the offense finally with Hamrick, able to sling the ball around a little bit, are able to get themselves into a bit of a groove, but the referees have moved away from the tent, and they look like they are ready to make an official call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field has been overturned. There is no targeting on the play. By rule number 9's helmet came off during the play. He needs to leave the field for one play.
So the ruling on the field is overturned. Trey Green, so the targeting penalty is overturned. Green will be able to stay, and since Hamrick's helmet did come off during the play, he will have to leave the field by rule for one play. So stepping onto the field is his backup quarterback, number 10, Matt Fry.
Who I will add is a red-shirted freshman as well. So definitely throwing him for at least one play on a pretty big stage here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you just see them hand this ball off to Williams in the backfield.
Fry now in the gun. He's going to keep it himself. Fry taking off. Nice first play for the redshirted freshman. Picks up a nice chunky yardage. And his one and only play, he's out. Hamrick back in. 2nd down and 5 as we head towards the 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Charleston maybe looking to get one final play in before man in motion. 3 seconds. Handoff this time. Williams has a nice hole. Able to run over a man and pick up a nice first down. Brought down at the 16-yard line. Williams with a nice big boy run as we head into the 2-minute timeout. 1:55 remaining.
Yeah, he ran over Keith Charney, which we've seen Charney stick it out and deliver some big hits, but he took one in return there on that run by Williams.
And Williams running like a pit bull that's let off a leash. He's had some angry runs, as you said earlier in this game.
So 1st down and 10 from the 18. Charleston need to find the end zone. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
And obviously this is 4-down territory here. You're not going to get another possession back if you're Charleston. Even though you do have all 3 of your timeouts, you'd like to have them in your pocket if you could on offense.
Which, if they aren't able to find the end zone on this possession, and if California are able to go on and win the game, and then calls back into question the 2-point attempt earlier in the 3rd quarter that they were able to fail to convert, because a field goal on this possession would have tied the game and they would have went to overtime.
Yeah,
if that ends up being the case.
Yeah, that tells me that they don't have much confidence in their kicking attack with missing an extra point and then having the ensuing one blocked after a penalty.
But after the 2-minute timeout, back on the field, 1st and 10 from the 18. Handoff to Williams again, a flag thrown in the backfield. Williams running into the wall, no gain on the play. And this one looking to move backwards. And we've seen Charleston march their way down here before, and we've seen California hold strong. We saw them hold them all the way down to the 1, and they were able to get the stop, and the Vulcans need to have that bend but not break mentality. And it's Lamont Brown again. It's his 4th penalty of the game, another holding call. I do not envy being Lamont Brown in the team talks next week.
Yeah, it was. I was surprised at how quick that flag from the umpire came out. He threw that almost as soon as the ball was snapped. I didn't think that there was enough time for a holding penalty to occur. My initial reaction was illegal procedure of some sort, but nonetheless a 10-yard penalty and first and a mile to go here for Charleston with the game on the line.
And the clock is running. First and 20 from the 28. The backfield is empty. Hamrick back to throw. Has a man over the middle. Nearly intercepted, but off the fingertips and dropped by Alexi Sangster Jr. He could have sealed the game right there. The game in the palm of his fingers.
You could tell he wanted that, and when it did not happen, he was not happy with himself after that. He could have been the hero of the night, saving the game for California, but it forces a second and long.
Second and 20, Hamrick back to throw. Stepping up, gets brought down for the sack. The defensive front gets to Hamrick once again, and the Golden Eagles are going to have to take a timeout.
Timeout. Charleston, their first charge timeout of the second half.
It's Charleston's first timeout. It stops the clock with 1:31 remaining.
And Cal, knowing that, or at least believing that Charleston is going to look for a deeper option, said, to heck with that. Let's send Keith Charney on a safety blitz. He does a great job of getting around the line of scrimmage and getting Hamrick from behind before he's able to make another Houdini act.
Hamrick has had a real tough go of it this game, but again, in this fourth quarter, has found his groove, but Charney and Topple able to make the play to stop him. And California, they need 2 stops. They need 2 plays to seal this game off. 1:31 remaining. 3rd down and 25 from the California 33.
Yeah, for Charleston, you have to drop your best play to try to make this next down at least manageable.
Hamrick back to throw, stepping up, looking to keep it himself, and he has nowhere to go. Shrouded by a cloud of darkness. Trey Green, who was nearly on the brink of ejection from this game, forces the 4th and a mile for the Vulcans. And now we're under a minute to go. Charleston, do they have something up their sleeve? Do they have anything?
Look for Hamrick to go to Bozeman here. He's a big target. Loves going to him in the red zone. This is obviously a little bit beyond it.
They're going to take their second timeout. Stops the clock with 45 seconds. It's 4th and 23. They need to get to the 8-yard line.
If the crowd wasn't getting into it before, they're definitely getting into it now.
Yeah, those who stuck out the rain have been treated to a delight of a game. Couldn't ask for anything better in week 1, though, fellas. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
If the score stands, it's a mirror opposite of the game last year. Charleston is able to get the victory 23-19 last year in Charleston. So California would be able to flip that around, and if they're able to hold on to this victory here, 1 play separates it.
I did notice that earlier. It was, I believe it was still in the 3rd quarter as well. I had noticed it. I didn't want to say anything right away, but I had noticed, and I was like, wow, that's definitely something to think about. Almost a year ago to the day, and the flip score at the moment.
If you're Ian Hamrick here, on that last play, he slipped through the defenders, and as soon as he broke contain, he immediately took his eyes off of downfield and started running with the ball. Keep your eyes downfield. Look for an open guy somewhere.
Hamrick rolling to his right under it. So much pressure. Able to break 3. Slings it towards the end zone. Intercepted by the Vulcans. California return it all the way to the 30-yard line. It's an Alexi Sangster Jr. who had the game in his fingertips a couple of plays ago, and he seals it off. How poetic.
Just
we were wondering about the front four coming into this game with all the newcomers, and as soon as the game was on the line, the game was in their hands, they just pinned their ears back and got after Ian Hamrick. He had no chance of making a play at all, broken from the start.
Just, as you said, say poeticness for Alexi Sangster. Had the opportunity for the interception, had it fall through his hands, and now able to make the interception on just the pretty much desperation Hail Mary from Hamrick to seal the game for California.
There is justice in the world after all, and Alexi Sangster Jr. seals it off for the Vulcans, and the best formation in all of football. Victory formation for the Vulcans, and they will seal things off here as they start off the 2025 season with victory number 1 here at Adamson Stadium. Roman Purcell in his first ever collegiate game, the transfer from Indiana, will make his way into the Vulcan history books with the first win in his first ever career start. And California start up 2025 right, 1-0 to begin this season as they take down the 12th ranked Charleston Golden Eagles. Adam, Hunter, any final thoughts?
I mean, you couldn't have written this game any better. Almost a year to the day when these two teams last faced each other. Basically flip score, flip location, and you can't ask for more. Roman Purcell on his first ever start, walking away with his first ever college victory. And hopefully for California, many more to come.
I just got 3 words, fellas. Football is back.
Yes, sir.
And we are all happy for it. From everyone here at CUTV, thank you very much for watching. From our director, Gary Smith, from our man in the radio studio, Mr. Zach, from my broadcast partners, Mr. Adam Crawford and Hunter Garman. My name is John Sape. Thank you very much for watching. Your final score, California 23, Charleston 19. Thank you all for watching on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Digital Network, and 91.9 FM, WCAL, and as always, good night, California.